Welcome to the final stage of Cyprus Rally 2019. It's the 12th stage of the event this weekend, and the drama has continued. It was a little bit of a slow burner, if I'm totally honest with you. The first day, everyone just kind of like playing their waiting game, getting themselves sorted and things like that. But then it all of a sudden just started to build up and exploded in the afternoon loop. This morning, even people just going, yeah, I'm just seeing where I'm at, just playing the waiting game, seeing what's going on. Alexei Lukyanuk, the guy who was second in the championship by 1 point, he stopped in the first stage after lunch with a technical issue. Not sure 100% what it is, but the top and bottom of it, he has stopped. He's not coming out. Lukas Habai has dropped the place. Well, he hasn't dropped the place. He's maintained a 5th place, but Hervenen's got ahead of him because Habai has a throttle pedal. It's only working at about 30%. Also, in the previous stage, he had an intercom problem where he couldn't hear what his co-driver was saying properly. So a myriad of problems coming in for Habai, but it is Nasser Al-Attiyah who is out front, followed by Simos Galatarios with Chris Ingram in third. Chris Ingram, remember, led the championship by 1 point coming in, and Ingram now is the highest paced point scorer of those championship 3 with his 3rd place. Day points also up for grabs and up for offer. Not sure how many Chris Ingram will get quite yet, because he did start off this morning relatively calm and collected, but he is in an opportunity to take some big points. If I get my phone out, I have been given a predicted points. I'll get this for you now. I had to screen grab it to make sure. If it finishes as it is now, after this weekend, we'll go into the final round in Hungary at the start of November with Ingram on 132 points, with Habai on 113 and Alexei Lukyanuk on 110. That is, I've been told, after drop scores. So it's quite a big lead as the zero car comes through. I'll just step out of the way just so I don't get run over. Maybe, Chris, if you want to step out of the way as well, our cameraman. Chris Rawls, the other radio reporter, he is heading over this way as well to capture the drama and the highlights. But Nasser Al-Attiyah on for, I think it's a 6th win in Cyprus, a multiple champion as well in the Middle East. He can win that, depending on how the points go, he can win that. As the zero car comes towards, we've had a mix of zero cars this weekend. We've had a Subaru Impreza, or we've had a Mitsubishi Evo. Chris Rawls is going on about which one this was. I mean, I'm not really sure definitely, but that is an Evo 6 bumper and an Evo 6 rear spoiler. But some people change the spoilers around, but it looks like an Evo 6 properly to me. So we are ready and waiting. Potentially some other big news coming in as we wait through. Juan Carlos Alonso, if he can make it through and get through in his position, he needs 18 points from this weekend. I think he's going to get those 18 points as long as he finishes, but he's had all sorts of problems. It started before the rally started with a oil pump issue in free practice 2. The team got that fixed, they got that changed, and he was on his way. But then yesterday he had some brake issues, losing time, dropping down positions, getting road penalties. This morning the brake issues were even worse than what they were yesterday, with him having to stop in the stage. The first one this morning dropped 17 minutes trying to repair the brakes. He got through the loop, he got to service just in time. Currently sat 4th in ERC2, and if he gets 18 points, which we believe at the moment he is on for those, we just need to see where he finishes on the day, but he could become ERC2 champion. Efren Lorena and Sara Fernandez could be crowned ERC3 champions as well, with the points that they score here this weekend in Cyprus. So lots of things to celebrate, and that battle just keeps twisting and turning. Hungary, we were looking at the next round on the tarmac, the super smooth tarmac in Hungary. I tell you what, it is going to be a battle royal at the front for the championship challenge and the championship decider there. But this is the final stage. It went live. I need to just double check. It's 15:29 now. I need to kind of check what time it went live. I've got my start list and everything in my pocket. I've got all of the information here on my piece of paper as I just look at what time it went live. 15:24. It's an 11k stage. It's one of the shortest ones of the weekend. And if I look down our start list, our first car should be the Chilean Emilio Fernandez, who's doing his first round of the European Rally Championship here in Cyprus this weekend. But Emilio, he's done a couple of other events around the season out of Chile, but the Chilean Championship is very, very strong. And Fernandez just said to to Chris at the end of the previous stage that he is looking at ERC next year as a potential option. Also, there is a younger brother as well who maybe come along to the party. But part of the TalkSport team, TalkSport have 4 cars here this weekend with all of their entries. So one of them out this morning, Rakan Rashad. He retired this morning in the first stage. There was a small off. I think it damaged the power steering, and they had to kind of just get all the oil out of the engine bay from the power steering. So Rakan had a torrid time yesterday. Throttle pedal wasn't working. He had to use like a bungee strap that they have when you open the door. On a normal road car, you have what we call a check strap, and it stops the door opening really, really wide. We don't have those on rally cars, but they have little bungee straps because the door will open fully wide, and they have these little rubber straps that they pull towards them to get the door shut. He wrapped that around his throttle pedal so that it would elasticate the pedal to bring it back into the correct position. So when he accelerated, it came back on its own because it was staying locked down in the full throttle place. So that was yesterday for Rakan. He then struggled in the afternoon with the setup because he hadn't really been on pace in the morning. And then this morning, his first stage out in the day, he had a small off, which kind of ruined it for him there. But plenty of drama as I go through. Abdulaziz Al-Khawari, he's our second car on the road. He has had, for him, a miserable time. He's there, he's in the points paying positions, but he just hasn't really enjoyed himself. He's felt he's been massively off the pace and struggling a lot. Albert von Thurn Taxis, he's in a battle with Nicky Meyer-Mennehoff at the lower reaches of the top 10, 7th, 8th place. Could even be 6th, 7th and 8th places now. Let me just get the latest results up, because obviously with Luckenuk stopping, let me see if I can get those results up. But Albert von Thurn Taxis, he's had the last 3 rallies have been all retirements so far for him. As we just get ours, for some reason I've got no more results after Albert. Albert sat in 6th place, but I think that's going to be 7th place once Nicky Meyer-Mennehoff's time goes in. But those two used to race together and race against each other in their GT championships when they were doing circuit racing. Now they're battling it out on the stages against each other. But Prince Albert has had a great weekend, some top 10 stage times, running in the top 10 most of the rally as well, which is exactly what he wants. Just hearing a hissing noise. I don't know whether we've got a puncture in one of our blow-up arches again. They're blowing it up again. I'm not sure. I can see a bit of tape sticking it on, but no, they're just putting some more air in. I didn't know whether it was going down or not, but it seems to be okay. But I'm a bit alarming. We're having to put some more air in. Maybe that'll be deflated later on, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, going further down, Mikko Hirvonen and Jarno Ottman, they're here just having basically a little bit of fun. And Mikko's having a really strong afternoon. He was saying to me at the end of the first one in the afternoon, he was sweating like mad. It's a lot hotter now. This is probably the hottest it's been all weekend, to be fair. We've had quite a lot of cloud cover, and Mikko really kind of built up a sweat, and he went, he said, well, I'm having to work hard. He said, and I'm in physical peak condition. He isn't really. He hasn't done a whole lot of rallying this year, so he probably hasn't been in the gym as much as maybe he should have been if he knew this opportunity was going to arise. But Mikko and Jarno having a lot of fun this weekend. Habai is the next car we'll see. Now, we've mentioned Habai having an issue with the throttle, 30% throttle working, that's all. I had to try and reset it multiple times in the first stage after lunch, stage number 10. And then in stage number 11, that problem was still there. He couldn't fix it on the road section. Then also, to add to that, in stage number 11, he had an intercom problem, which he managed to... well, hopefully he's managed to fix for this stage, because they normally run 2 intercoms in the car if one fails. What they have now, particularly with the Stilo system, is it's one box and you can go from road mode to stage mode, but normally they carry a spare intercom section as well. When I was competing, we just used to have 2 intercoms, one for the road, one for the stage, and you would just quickly change over the plugs if you needed a problem or you had a problem and you needed to swap mid-stage. But now one box has a road mode and a stage mode, so that's why they couldn't change that as such on the stage, but they can change it now on the road section if they have a spare one. But Habai dropping behind Hirvonen and still maintaining 5th, but it could have been 4th. Next up is Norbert Herzig. Herzig was setting some competitive stage times this weekend, but the problem was he incurred a 2-minute penalty before the rally started due to his camera crew being on the stages when they shouldn't have been on the stages. And then he lost even more time this morning, did Norbert Herzig. He went off on the middle stage of the loop, went into the bushes and the trees, got himself stuck and damaged. I think it was a drive shaft, or he believed it was a drive shaft. I haven't found out 100%, but I can see Emilio Fernandez coming through the final sections of the stage. It's a long cool down area. I need to get my stone because we're on quite a steep incline here, but we'll get Emilio pulled up to the end of the stage and see what he's going to say and what he makes of his first run in the European Rally Championship and in Cyprus. Let's just get that. The tyre's absolutely worn out, but that's fine. We're at the end of the rally. They don't need to be used anymore. So we'll get a quick word with him. Emilio, you made it to the end of the weekend. How's that as an experience?
Oh, immense experience. It's impressive, this road, this stage. A lot of twisty corners, and that's very good for me. I learn a lot.
And in Espanol for your friends and family back home?
Un saludo a todos los que estuvieron apoyando el fin de semana. Estamos aquí terminando el rally, así que muy contento.
Brilliant. Emilio Fernandez and Axel have finished the weekend as I just move the stone out of the way. And I'm not sure whether we'll see him in Hungary or not. He is more concentrating on gravel because the Chilean Championship is predominantly on gravel. I'll tell you what, that Chilean Championship, they have such a range of events. They got the Atacama Desert, so they've got the desert stages, they've got the mountain stages. They go from really hot weather, they've got snow rally, they get everything. Chile's such a long country, comes right down the side of South America, and they can have, in 5 rounds, virtually every type of condition on gravel. So it's an exciting championship, but Fernandez's time is 11:18.0. 11:18.0 is the time for Emilio Fernandez. And as you can see there, just in the distance is the tarmac road. That is the final, just before that is the final corner of the stage. And then from there to here is basically the rundown area. It varies depending on the speed of the stage in the last couple of corners, but 300-ish meters is a normal kind of slow down, run down area. And Abdulaziz Al-Kawari is next to us. Here he comes. Well, just going to see where he was overall in that fight coming up. Just loads and loads of messages coming in now. That's a bit too many for me to try and read whilst live on Facebook, but hopefully I'm not going to miss anything massively important there. We'll see. Abdulaziz is in. Let's get a quick word. Abdulaziz, it's going to be a points-paying position, but you've not felt super happy with the weekend, though.
Yeah, it's okay. We finished the rally. This is the most important. Sometimes as an athlete or driver or player, it's not your day. You just have to take it like it is. So we finished the rally. There was nothing to push for because I know I'm not at my day and there's no speed at all. It's like I forgot my driving. So the best was just to cross the finish line. And this is my last stage in the season, so we'll see next season hopefully with a different car with a better performance.
Okay, so disappointed, but as he says, athletes, drivers, performers, they do have off days, off weekends, and an 11:21.9 for Abdulaziz Al-Kawari and Marshall Clark. They would have expected more than that, that is for sure. So they would have. I'm just moving the stone down just a little bit, and got a nice little opening here, which we can open the door on and get in, rather than being cramped up with the marshals who are trying to do their job. I was going to look at results, wasn't I, of what was going on. Let's just flick those up because I was. Let me just see what is going on there. Right, I'm just checking messages as the next car comes down towards us. This is Albert von Thurt and Taxis. Need to just get up those results, don't I, and try and see if the times have been updated for Nicky Meyer-Menahov. No, they haven't yet. I don't know why that is happening, but they haven't been updated. But Albert is in and is here, just having a look. Need him to pull a bit further forward if I'm on. Oh, I was hoping he was going to come further forward than that. So I don't know whether my rock's in a very good place now, but we will see. But for some reason Nicky's time is not registering there, but Albert is at the end anyway. It's a top 10 finish for Albert and he'll be really happy. Have a little smile on your face. Whoops, sorry. I'll put that behind. Wait a minute. Let's. There we go. Right. It's not the biggest of stones. You got quick reactions. You should be okay now. It's not the biggest of stones. But that's the end of Cyprus Rally. I mean, what a weekend. You must be really, really happy with that.
Yeah, really happy. Lost a bit of time here the last stage. So I hope there was no seconds fight going on. I couldn't check because there were no times, which is probably a good thing. Not get overexcited. But we've had a clean weekend so far. And really just happy to, the moment you go through the finish, big relief, really tough. At the end of my energy level 2 now. So really, really happy we finished this. Really happy about the results. We're in the top 10. We get some points. So yeah, beers all around tonight.
That's good. We're coming to your place then.
You're welcome.
Beers all round on Prince Albert. That's a bit of a risky one saying that, Albert. You could have the whole world because we're live on Facebook as well as on YouTube channel as Mikko Hirvonen arrives at the end of the stage. Just got my fingers have just gone a bit numb, but that's okay. Just swapping the microphones as Mikko Hirvonen arrives at the end of it. It's the end of the weekend. 12 stages done, Mikko. No big dramas. You came for fun. Did you have fun? Is that the aim?
Yeah, we really did. Really enjoyed. Although it's really hard in a way. It's so twisty and you need to be so focused all the time. But I enjoyed that challenge. It was good fun in the end.
You're going to come back out of retirement now, yeah?
No, I'm not going to come back. This was, who knows? I mean, for sure I'm not going to come back. That for sure. But every now and then, if there's opportunities like this one, you never know. But for the moment, I don't know what we next week anyway. I'm gonna just go back home and cut the grass and be with the boys and back to normal life anyway.
That's it. Go home, cut the grass. I don't. When we're all away for so long, cutting the grass to a lot of people is like a big chore, and kind of I've got to go home and cut the grass. But when you're away loads and loads of time, going home and cutting the grass is one of life's little luxuries. It is something. Sorry, Chris, I didn't walk round because I forgot. I was looking at his time. 11:022 is the time for Mikko Hirvonen. But yeah, he's going to go home and cut the grass, and that might sound like such a trivial, small thing. But when you're on the road so often and so long during the year, like 200 days a year, going home and cutting the grass is quite therapeutic and it's quite a nice thing to do. It is a bizarre thing to say, but it's such kind of like high pressure, high intensity doing that job that they're doing. Pushing the grass cutter around is nice and relaxed. These two little boys at home as well will be probably helping him or hindering him. I'm not sure which one. I'm just making sure we're not going to get run over. You can see, but I couldn't. As I'm waiting for another car. I know we didn't talk to Mikko for long, but next it's Herzig. Remember, Herzig has got this problem here. Hazard lights flashing on the E-Sky Skoda Fabia from SRT. That'll be because of this issue with the throttle pedal. It's only 30%. He's just coming down through the dip now. We'll get a quick word with Norbert, not with Norbert Herzig. Habai, I don't know why I've got that. Habai is next in the E-Sky car. It's been a long weekend. It has been a long weekend, but Lukas and Daniel have made it to the end. They've got to get down to the service park and everything as well, though. But they've made it to the end. Lukas, the hazard lights are flashing. Still the same problems. Can you explain to us again?
Yeah, it's a problem with the throttle. I cannot open the throttle. If I open the throttle, then the engine is starting to break up. So it's some kind of electrical problem. It started on the first stage. I had to switch off the electricity and so on, but it didn't help. Then we were restarting systems, but still didn't help. So we were just driving like this. So I guess the time is not so bad because we were really using only 20-30% of the throttle, and I couldn't just exit the corner. So but okay, we were just after this problem appeared, the only goal for us was to keep the 5th place, and I think with this time maybe we managed to do this. So if the car reaches the finish line in Larnaca, then we're happy. I mean, I think we did a good job over the whole weekend. If not this problem,
I think for the first time in this rally with no experience, the whole team did a great job. It's just, you know, these things happen. It's just machinery and very demanding conditions here. So yeah, we just bad luck this time for us. It's actually the first time ever, you know, anything happened to the car since I started driving Skoda. So I think this is just in this range of possibilities where you have to statistically assume that it will break down, you know, eventually at some point. So okay, thank you for everything.
Thank you. I was going to ask him about his championship challenge, but Daniel telling him he's got to get on the road and get away because they're going to be going slowly on that road section back. 11:22.0 is the stage time for him. 11:22.0 is his stage time, and you know, he's done the same stage time as car 9. Who was car 9? I can't remember who car 9 was now. I need to look at my book, my page. Albert. So he should be all right. He should be all right. I'm just keeping to one side because the next car should be here. And this is Norbert Herzig this time. I got confused before with the drivers who they were. But Herzig is in, and the side of the car that I can see looks fine. Everything looks okay on that car. He pulls up. Just need to get everybody out of the way. I don't want him to go too far down the hill when I shock the wheel. But Norby set some very, very good stage times. He's got to be happy with that. We had a quick word with him. Norby, that's the end of Cyprus Rally. Some great stage times, but a little bit of bad luck as well.
Yeah, we are a little bit sad, but not too much, of course. This rally was not too successful for us, but we are here, and this is important. And our self-confidence is absolutely okay.
Next round at home in Hungary.
Yes, we are waiting very, very much from the beginning of the season, the Rally Hungary. See you there, and thank you for your work.
Thank you. What can we expect in Hungary then? What kind of it's new for us? What are we looking for?
Because there is very, very good stages and a mix a little bit. A very fast section and very narrow section and quite good quality. So it would be very, very well.
Thank you very much. And that is Norbert Herzig, and Roman Fernez is the co-driver. I'll just get myself sorted as the number 5 car goes up and over the hill and then down towards Nicosia. They got a service, and then after their service they go down to Larnaca for the finish podium of the event. We started there on Friday. It seemed an awful long time ago now, Friday did, but we started there on Friday as we wait for the next car, which I think, if I'm right in remembering, is Chris Ingram. 3rd place overall at the moment is Chris Ingram. I mean, he would have taken a podium at the start of it. For sure he would have taken a podium at the start of it. But it's taken just a little bit while to get there. He was very, very steady yesterday, was Ingram, just making sure that he didn't do anything wrong, didn't make any mistakes. He expected a bit more action than happened yesterday. I think everyone was shadow boxing each other. And so Ingram decided he had to up the pace this morning. He did, and Simos also upped the pace. Got loads of flies around me, but Ingram is in now. But Ingram is going to net the podium that he was so desiring at the start of the weekend. All these names down here, and I noticed these are new. These have only gone on today. This is more people who've these are brand new on. I don't know, only went on last night. But Ingram and Ross Whittock are here at the end of it, and I think he probably can allow himself a smile now, more of relief than anything else. But Chris Ingram, it's a podium and a healthy championship lead with 1 round to go.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievably difficult rally. Our strategy all along was to take it steady, and at times we thought we're taking it too steady, but I think that approach has paid off with this result, so very pleased. Massive thanks to the team and Michelin for creating the strongest tyres in the world.
I mean, what goes on now? You struggle to get here. What's happening with Hungary?
Meeting with the team boss later, I think. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's helped me get here. I'm so grateful, and hopefully I've done a good job for everyone on this rally. Thank you so much. Right,
that's great. Chris Ingram and Ross Whittock. They got to go to Hungary now, you know what I mean? But, yeah, all of the names down the side, and then some extras which we've just added on at the end of the weekend. But yeah, 11:18.0. I'm not actually keeping abreast of any times, if I'm honest. I'm not keeping a big check on any times, but they should be all okay. The gaps were relatively big. Next up is the local driver, the guy who won the rally last year, beat Nasser and Bruno Magalesh, as we get Simos just arriving. I don't know what's happened to the rear wheel on the other side, though. The rear wheel on the other side, I don't know whether it's just a tyre pushed off the rim or whether he's actually hit something, but that, I think that's loose. I think that wheel is loose. When he drives away, watch that wheel, he's getting out. I think he's hit so. I need to just go under the camera. I've just been watching. A nick in the back of it. Okay, Chris Raw's just telling me there's a nick in the tyre. But Simos, hot work this weekend, but a second place on the podium, you happy with that?
Yes, indeed, very happy. We were aiming for third. We got second. Stayed out of trouble. So yeah, very happy. We didn't repeat last year's success, but this is what we deserved.
That's great, that is what you deserved, and the locals are very, very happy for him. And big weekend for Cypriot Motorsport as well, as we wait for the winning car, the leading car coming in. It will be the winning car once they appear. And this little boy's got an even bigger rock. Well done. He's got a great, nice big rock. We might need that for the next car as we wait for Nasser Al-Attiyah. I was just looking at this tyre. I think that wheel, I think that right rear wheel is a bit wobbly, but we'll only know when he disappears. Waiting, we're going to stop there, are we? That's where we're going to stop, apparently, as the helicopter is over and above. I'm just going to wander around. I just want to watch this wheel as it goes away. And Chris just pointing, there's a nick in the tyre, but I'm sure that that wheel's got a bit of a wobble on it. Let's just see. Yeah, I don't know whether it's the tyre on the rim or whether it's a... Yeah, we're going to stop them there. Sorry, Chris, I'm wandering off all over the place. The helicopter hovering over and above. And as we wait for Nasser and Matthew to come through, you can see the Eurosport helicopter, the final section of the stage on tarmac. 6 wins he's on the verge of. Multiple championship challenge of championships for the Middle East Championship. Here they come, they're through the flying finish and they are in sight now. Nasser and Matthew, winners again. They missed out last year, but winners again of the Cyprus Rally. This time, version 2019. And I mean, massively talented driver, a talented sportsman, not just driver, a sportsman. As I just chopped the wheel there, Nasser jumps out. Huge congratulations, super happy. They're used to doing this. I can shut the door now and get away from the camera. Nasser and Matthew, look, he's staring straight down the camera. They don't tire of winning at all as they wave to the helicopter. They do not tire at all of winning, and it's been a big weekend for him. We'll get his crash helmet off and everything. He'll want his cap on, I suspect. But Nasser, you got a massive sweat on. No real drama, no real pressure. You did this mainly on morning loops. You took the big advantage there. What was that like for a win?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm really happy, you know, to win here, you know, and this is one of the favorite rally for us, you know, and this year it was a great year, you know, 9 race and 9 win, you know, and I'm really quite happy, you know, for this performance, and thank for the team, for Matthew, yes, to compete here in Cyprus European Championship is really amazing, you know, because all the top driver here and we race each other. I'm quite happy.
That's great, that's great. I'm going to get Matthew to come over as well. Matthew, well done. I mean, everyone, we always talk to the drivers and everything, but you got to guide the man round. What's he been like this weekend?
So it was really tough and very difficult for us, I will say, because it's more we were more focused maybe and more tired all the week. A lot of heat inside the car, but outside also. So I'm quite happy about, of course, the result. 9 win on 9 races we did together with Nasser, cross country, rally, and now European Championship. So we are really happy.
That's great. We've got a bit of a traffic jam. You need to get your driver back to the service park now, as Nasser and Nicky and Paul are giving a round of applause to our winners of this weekend's Cyprus Rally, the 2019 edition. And they set off. I'm just going to move that stone so Nicky can come up the hill a little bit as we get ourselves sorted. Troubled day yesterday for Nicky, but he's made it to the end, and whoa, tough weekend, but I think he's enjoyed it. Let's ask him. Nicky, it's been a really tough weekend, but can you see some improvement and some enjoyment in it?
Yeah, first day was really a tough test on all of us, the whole team and also body. It was so to keep the focus with everything going wrong, but the team was really great to put the car back together like it was today, and we could really push for hanging the rhythm, push more and more and more. I think the last time I've shown, I think that we're on the right path, and it's just we pushed again maximum here in the last week. It was so much fun. We said, okay, take it easy, but it was just too much fun to let go, and we pushed to the last meter, and fantastic rally, incredible. You have to be here to see it. It's really, you can't describe it.
Brilliant, that's great. That is great. So there, a bit of a fist bump in the car. I'm just going to pull the cars up just a little bit further this time. Keeping our new rock as the sweat just drips down me. And just checking any more information as I'm waiting. We're just waiting for more. Right, just checking news. That's what I'm really checking. And right, there was just a text message in from some Polish fans. Could we have a word with Habai in Polish? He talks so long in English. Unfortunately, I didn't have time. As the next car arrives, my fingers are going to sleep as I just look behind me to see the next car. So apologies to the Polish fans for that. But Daniel was wanting him to disappear off back down, because they're obviously only able to go quite slow with their issue that they have got with their car. So, but the main thing is he finished. Did Habai as? Oops! Whoa, we're going straight up there with. We'll wander up, Chris. As Paolo Nobre. I need to make sure that we don't get in the way of Chris, the cameraman. But we've gone very, very close to the timing board. Maybe he's got bad eyes. Whoops! That's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm not sure whether we'll get in, but we'll find out. We'll just move everything, completely changing the whole course of it. Paolo, you look absolutely worn out.
Oh my God, this special stage should call never end, because every time you think that is the last corner, there is another one. Wow, we are really happy to finish this rally in one piece. And yes, more one rally for our background.
That's it, and what a rally for their background. A huge amount of experience for them, and it's yeah, not a lot left of those tyres as Chris the cameraman has a look at them as I just get the start list out. Next up should be our ERC2 winner. I do need to check these results. For some reason I'm struggling to get ERC any results up on the screens and everything like that as we rebuild the stop line now back into its correct position. But I think not this car, this is a local driver in here. I might just get Chris Rawls just to come down and have a quick chat whilst we wait for Petros. Oh, are they not clapping you? I thought they were clapping you.
I thought they were clapping me as well, so yes.
I really did. I really did think they were clapping you.
Let me
but
just whiz round that side. There we go. so that looks a bit better, right?
Just whiz round, that's fine, yeah. But obviously we're waiting for our ERC2 winner from this weekend, potentially an ERC2 champion, an ERC3 champion, etc. But Nasser winning again, I mean, what a weekend he's had.
Yeah, fantastic weekend from the start of the rally, right out of the blocks, as I would say. You know, he didn't have every stage win, but even we were talking on ERC radio yesterday morning about this sort of sighting run, the first stage. We've gone on about it for quite a lot over the past 2 days, but normally people sort of size each other up and see where they're going, and then they attack in the next stages. But Nasser, from the word go, boom, he's on it all the way, right to the end. And what I'm so pleased about is that last year he was on to win it, and then he got that puncture in the final stage, and it all went terribly wrong last year, and Simos won it, which was great for the Cypriot guy who came second this year. I think this year 2019's edition has been not so much drama in terms of crashes, rolls, punctures, bits falling off and all that kind of stuff. It's been a consistent Rally Cyprus this year, but the way it's finished is Nasser gets what he wanted last year. Simos reps up the Cypriot Championship yesterday, goes for it, gets second on the podium for the second consecutive year. Ingram coming here with that a little bit of an iffy kind of battle with budget and so on. Now, if Ingram had gone out yesterday,
that was it,
and all the budget and all the stuff and all the crowdfunding and everything had gone out of the window, that gives him, cements him, gives him a solid chance to get him onto Hungary, because he can't stop now, can he? He can't stop. And what I really feel sorry for is Lukanuk, who is trying to find the optimal point of the Citroen between speed and performance and integrity, keeping the integrity of the car, and he's off the road and out and not finishing the rally in Cyprus.
I suspect Lukanuk's probably sitting there thinking, I may as well have just smashed it to pieces all the way through the rally, tried to be leading when it stopped, but he went with the cautious approach and it still stopped. I mean, you're right, not big different championship campaigns, as the winner of ERC2 arrives just into the background of our shot. Petros Pantelli is here and goes right up to the stop line. We kind of needed him further down the road, but no one was really aware that he was coming. But we need to go to we need to go round to the other side. We need to speak to the co-driver here. But winners this weekend, that was their aim, that was their goal, but you achieved it. Winners of ERC2.
Yes, we're quite happy. We've managed to achieve our goal. We drove safely in the second leg of the second day. Our strategy, as you can see, we're here, winners of the ERC2 and second Cypriot crew.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. That is their mission accomplished for them. And as they disappear off, and we're just trying to come back down the hill, I just need to see who is coming next. Tibor Erdi Jr. hopefully is coming next as we wait for more cars. Let's just try and get a bit out of the marshal's way, because I think I always feel sorry for them, because we just arrive lastminute.com and then just crash into their organisation, which is never very nice. I can see if the car's coming over the crest as well. Whoa, falling in the ditch.
Don't fall in the ditch.
I'll try not.
Tibor Erdi are behind us at the moment, so yeah, is he coming?
Yeah, he's on his way. Tibor Erdi, he's had a puncture, had an overheating issue. He was in a stream earlier on today with Tibor Erdi Jr. Scooping up some water into water bottles to pour into the engine to keep this Skoda Fabia running. The work that these drivers have to do, turn mechanics and things like that, is quite astonishing, really. Tibor, stop. You've got to wait till I put the wheel in, to the stone in. But he is here. He's at the end of it. Tibor Erdi Jr. has completed. There's a big fly going around. I'm going to have a word with Chris Rawls about flies. Tibor, it's been a tough weekend. What do you see it like?
We learned many. The first section of the race, we fast, and then we have a puncture, and we try make a race.
Yeah, puncture yesterday, and then the overheating today for Tibor Erdi Jr. And it's an 11:35.6 is the stage time for the number 10. He was inside the top 10, was Tibor Erdi Jr. until he had that puncture yesterday. So huge disappointment for him there. Okay. So overall, changing the overall standings, Maino Menhoff has overtaken Ingram in leg 2. So Ingram will have 131 points. Nicky Menhoff snatching a point off Chris Ingram. Now, I tell you what I was going to say is I've got loads of flies around because I'm a bit hot and sweaty. He's hot and sweaty and he has none because of
I lost one.
He's got these special little patches. Apparently they get rid of flies and mosquitoes and things. He's going to bring us all some to the next rally. Apparently so. Okay, next car is here. No flies. Nothing. I've got lots, yes. Here's a Hyundai R5 i20. Don't see many of these so much on the gravel stages. Quite heavily populated on tarmac rallies. But on the gravel stages, we don't see too much of them. But Panayotis is in. Let's see what he's got to say. And it's Thomas Kirker after that. Get a quick word with Panayotis. That's the end of the weekend. It's been a tough weekend for you. How do you see that performance?
We are glad that we finished the rally at the end after so many problems we have. It was very tough rally for us. We tried the best, but some problems make us to make super rally yesterday. We tried today for the national championship. Hope we are in a good position.
Okay, Cypriot Championship as well for a lot of these drivers. Remember, as he shuts the door on the Hyundai as he's about to select first gear. When he selects first gear, you see the car just jump and move. It's like clunking into gear as he sets off. And he disappears over the crest and off and away as I just move the stone out of the way. Just so I'm moving this way just so I can kind of get a bit of a bird. It's very, very rare at a stop line that you actually get a bit of a pre-run into a stage where you can see the cars coming towards you before they actually do arrive. But I've got that opportunity. Next car hopefully coming round that corner. I have to say it is Thomas Kirker, because I didn't really, there was so much going on the road section between stage 10 and 11. I didn't really pay much attention to what happened at the end of stage 11 because I was whizzing my way round the road section to get to here. But Thomas and Katkar have finished their weekend, their first time in Cyprus. It's been a tough one, but they got to the end. A couple of little moments earlier on our Facebook Live that we had for them. They had a few little skids around the world, but I think we're going to do, I think it's Catherine, the co-driver, who we speak to. We're on, let's see, she's probably not very happy about this, but we gate crashed you all weekend, Kaka. How is that now you're finished?
It was crazy. It was crazy. But we are here. We learned a lot. Thank you for this. It was amazing. It was so hard, but we are happy.
That's great. Well done, guys and girls. Well done. And they are through and finished. As we get ready, I just move across out of the way of the camera. But Thomas selects first gear and they're on their way. Now we need to get ourselves ready. Next up, Efren Lorena and Sara Fernandez are due to arrive at the end of the stage. We're going to stop them just a bit further down like we did with NASA at ERC3. They came here with the goal and the main aim of winning the ERC3 championship, mainly for Sara Fernandez because she didn't have any championship title at this point, whereas Efren at the moment does, obviously subject to all ratifications at the end of the year by the FIA. But that is what is going to happen here. If they clinch this title, that means Sara Fernandez gets a little bit of silverware at the end of the season, but also stepping up into the Peugeot Rally Academy car for the weekend on the back of his strong performances, or their strong performances, not just him, their strong performances during the season. They've never been to Cyprus before on a rally. They have found it incredibly demanding, incredibly hot. They managed to get the car through yesterday. It was overheating quite a lot, but again, a little bit like NASA. First stages of the loops, Efren and Sara went massively flat out, pulled gaps that then the others were having to take big gambles to try and get them back. But Efren and Sara, they are in sight. They are there. the fan club, and everybody is waiting just up the road. I'm surprised they've not come down the hill. Where do we need to stop them? They've travelled all over Europe. Fran and Sarah have done every round of the championship. Obviously, the first 6 rounds being as part of the ERC3 Junior Championship. But now the ERC3 Championship, as they all go a bit mad behind. But it's a total change for Fran and Sarah this weekend. The car was the same, but the team was different. The tyres were different. Everything was different. They came here, they had a job to do. They've done that job, and they've done it successfully as they get themselves out of the car. And I can smell it. It's still getting hot. I can smell this car as they get themselves sorted out. I've got a feeling that there'll be we need to pull that flag down a little bit on this side. Let's get it squared up. It's a bit messy. It's nearly perfect. Chris Raw's there just getting himself sorted. And there we go. We kind of got it right. Fran and Sarah Fernandez as tough work, and but they've done it. They've done it. We'll just shut this door. But Fran, it's been a really difficult weekend in the temperatures and everything. But you've just gone and he's having a drink. You've just gone and won the championship there. How good is that for you?
That's amazing. I think it's one of the most difficult rally I have ever done. You can have a puncture in every corner. There are almost 22 kilometers per stage, but you have a lot of corners. We are very happy. Rally Team Spain deserve it. Thank you so much for Peugeot Sport to support us to come here. Okay, thank you for all my family that always support me and all my team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. But we're going to go around the corner and we're going to talk. Oh, we want them back up, do we, in front of the car? I want a word with the lady who has piloted the Fran around. But I think we're going to get just another photo. I can try. Sarah's not sure what she's wanting to be doing here, but she's getting herself sorted. So yeah, but we need to pull that down. That's it. So we'll get ourselves sorted and get ourselves in position. Try and get a word. Eric Size shouldn't be far away. I'm going to try and get a word with Sarah, and I know she gets really scared with the camera, but we've got to have a word, Sarah, because you are one of the reasons why you've come to Cyprus, because now you have a championship trophy.
Yeah, because the Junior Championship doesn't have a prize for co-driver, the ERC3, so I'm very happy. We are very happy. I want to say thank you for Santelok, thank you for Peugeot Sport to give us this opportunity, and thank you, of course, for the Spanish Federation for all the support.
How tough was this weekend?
What?
How challenging and difficult was this rally?
It was, I think it's the rally most difficult in my life. So because very hot temperature is not very good for the engine, so it's not very good for us, but we are here, so we are very happy.
Brilliant, thank you very much. I won't ask you any more questions. She hates me when I go and ask her lots of questions. But Eric Size and Jędrzejka Zarkova are next coming through. Obviously we're missing a Mitsubishi. There was meant to be a Mitsubishi there. But first gear is selected from the Spanish pair, and they make their way up the road. And we'll just go a little bit further up, Chris, as we get ourselves. There's a car already arriving behind you. I'm on one side of the road, you're on another, as Eric Size and Jędrzejka Zarkova turn up at the stop line. Whoops, they've gone quite far down the road again. Oh dear me. Right, look at that. That is a really good stone that young boy found for us. And I got a feeling there'll be some celebrations just over the crest, or they might have done them all. And we'll get a quick word with them. Eric, you came here to get experience. How much experience did you get?
Absolutely a lot. The most of experience came on these three last stages, because on the first we broke the gearbox, and on these 3 stages I cannot put. I can put only first and second gear.
Only first and second gear for the last 3 stages.
Yeah, so it was. I think the engine is overheating and everything, but the Ford is really strong.
Well, I'll let you go before it overheats anymore. Eric and Jędrzejczyk have completed in only first and second gears for the last 3 stages. At least the first and second gear is not too bad, to be totally honest with you, in Cyprus. If you wouldn't want to have 4th and 5th on these tight, twisty roads, first and second gear, probably. If you're going to only have 2 gears, you might go 2nd and 3rd. But first and second is by no means a disaster at all. So that is our rally winner through, our ERC2 winner through, our ERC3 winner and champion through. We now wait. It's a little bit of a long wait, as I just checked down my list, because we're waiting for Juan Carlos Alonso to come through. I'm going to bring Chris Rawls back in while we pontificate about the weekend, because Juan Carlos Alonso, he's due probably in about 7 or 8, 9 cars to come through before he makes it here. But he has had like a shopping list of issues in his Warrior. He says, I'm trying to think, he was a survivor. I can't remember exactly what he said. Even if we're underwater, we'll still survive or something.
If we are underwater, we will fight. I think it was earlier on. He was really angry when he came here before. Just not from anger as in angry, anger. What am I trying to say? Anger.
It's hot. I'll blame that.
Out of frustration. So what he did, I mean, Chris was here before with the camera. We were off air at the time. And so Juan Carlos comes down here with no brakes. He rolls up like he was at the theme park on the roller coaster to the top of the hill. And then he comes, if we could just walk, we can walk and talk for a minute.
Okay.
Chris hates us when we walk and talk.
Right,
but,
yeah.
And he's not going to bump into the other camera. So he comes over, again, you and the microphone. He came over the top like the roller coaster at the theme park. We're at the top now. And then he comes over the brow of the hill, through the ERC bumpers at the end there, and then just swings left just before the end of time control, the board just over the hill, into the bank. And he's up. He's up on 3 wheels, and that's the way to stop the car. And he bumped into the bank, and we went to go and talk to him earlier on. And that's where he came up with, he was so frustrated. We're going to, even if we were underwater, we will fight on, we will fight. And fair play to him, he took the car around the corner, bled the brakes, put a little bit of fluid, I think it was water or something that happened.
Well, he told me that he'd run out at the end of the middle stage, and then he came here, so whatever, I don't know what he was putting in then.
Something, maybe parts of his lunch or his hydration pack, just squeezing anything to put something in the lines. So bled that, managed to get back to service. And, the man is a fighter, and he's a really nice guy as well. And, okay, the Mitsubishi is a kind of a more analog, older car now.
It is aging now. It is getting towards the end of its life, but it's built for these kind of roads, isn't it?
You see these in Cyprus so much while we've been here over the years. You get some left-hand drive ones competing in the Cyprus Championship. So we go to the end of the left.
No, we get right-hand drive ones because we drive in Cyprus. They drive on the right.
They drive on the right side of the road in Cyprus.
That's debatable whether from what country you're from. All of our friends who we work with will say we are wrong in the UK and they're right.
No, we drive on the left, don't we? We drive on the left in the UK and Cyprus, and the right is the wrong way everywhere else. Anyway, the long and short of it is we go to the cars. Some of these... Look, here's a Cypriot car with the steering wheel on the right side. Look at this.
I'm in the way of the camera. That was bad. There you go. Right-hand drive.
Yes, that's the correct side of the car to have a steering wheel on. The rest of it's completely funny. You know, all these French guys that we've got knocking around here as well, and Belgians holding the cameras, they don't know how cool it is as a result of having the left and right hand side of the car.
Antonius and Stavros Racing Team.
Oh,
that's cool. I want a picture of that. I'm going to take a picture. Come on.
Do you want me to?
I'm connected to this. Right, I'm going to take a picture. Just wait there. Look at that. That's cool. Antonius and Stavros Racing Team. Oh, how cool's that? Oh, I've got a fly right on my nose. I need one of your stickers. Yeah. That's what I do need.
Good stickers, good stickers.
They are good stickers. Let's just go to the side again. Sorry, Chris, we're really messing up your plan here because we were in a nice open area before.
Do you know the reason why, and I'll probably be wrong with this, but this is my theory of it, why we drive on the left, which is the correct side of the road to drive on?
I don't know why.
Going back to jousting years ago on horseback, when they used to ride at each other, lancing I think it was, with the big stick in front of them on the horse, whizzing along, and they'd knock the other opponent off, and they went left to left, and that is the reasoning why, that so you went on the left-hand side when you were doing jousting. Not jousting. Lancing.
No, I think it's jousting. Anyway, I'm not really. To be fair, I'm not really bothered because I'm not sure whether he's right or wrong. And you've just done a whole load of issues for international relations. I have to say, I've been told the next car 33, has stopped. So we do need to move down because Orhanov Joglu is our next car coming to the stop line. So we've gone through what happened to Juan Carlos Alonso earlier on. We're waiting for Juan Carlos Alonso to arrive. Here is Orhanov Joglu, third place in ERC3 this weekend. Problems yesterday. It was a tough day for him yesterday. Not a lot of power in his little Peugeot. As a friend Lorena said earlier on in the year, I don't have a lion, I have a pussycat. That was one of the best sayings earlier on in the season from a friend Lorena. It was brilliant. But Orhan's at the end of it. I think he can see that as satisfied by the end of it.
Yeah, came here for a podium. Really glad to get it, honestly, thanks to the team. We've had some difficulties yesterday, but we did what we could. Basically, tried to survive, did good strategy. Had 2 punctures. None of them really had the impact on the time anyway. They were towards the end. One of them was slow puncture. I'm really glad to be at the finish of such a long rally. It's really, really demanding, really. I'm sure outside the car it's hot, but here is also like a sauna, you know?
I think this weekend you probably have a harder job than us.
Every job is hard in its own, yeah?
Yeah, I like that. Every job is hard on its own. That's a good... I'm going to keep that one, that's good. Apparently every job is hard on its own.
I think that's why you're with me, so it's easy. But I think we should have it on a bumper sticker.
I think we should. I just need to move the stone before we're going to get Chris to. We're just going to go in here because I don't think we need the next car. No, we don't need the next car. So we'll just run down what we've had through so far then, as we wait for some more cars to come through. It's a leaderboard. I'll see if I can get a leaderboard up and running, but for you just to chat to. But NASA Ality, if you're wondering what has been going on, I'm just checking all the messages that are coming through. Let's just get some results up and running while we wait for the final few cars to come through. Not many more to do. Waiting for Juan Carlos Alonso to appear at the end of the stage. But as we know, Nasser Al-Attiyah won the rally. Second was Simos Galataros. Then it was Chris Ingram. His championship challenge took a massive boost this weekend with finishing the top championship challenger, looking at getting only his day points from yesterday, which was 6, I think. Yes, it was 6 from yesterday. Then it was Mikko Hirvonen coming back into the European Rally Championship for the first time, coming back into the rally car for the first time in a long time as well. Habai was in 5th place, now takes over 2nd in the championship. That car making an awful noise. I'm not sure whether that's picking up on your microphone, Chris Rawls. Just is your microphone live or not? Maybe not. No, okay, it's just a real raspy engine. Nicky Meyer-Menhoff was in 6th place overall, so Nicky did get Albert von Thurner-Taxis, who was 7th. 8th was Emilio Fernandez, so inside the top 10 on his ERC debut. Then it was Abdulaziz Al-Kawari in 9th, followed by Norbert Herzig in 10th. Paolo Nombre was in 11th. Not got many more times come through on there yet, particularly ERC3, but we know who that was. A friend Lorena, followed by Eric Size, and then Orhanov Joglu, who has just departed the finish line. But Eric Size, if you're only just joining us, doing the final 3 stages. He broke the gearbox in the first of the 3 on the final stage. Final loop, sorry, not final stage. Running 1st and 2nd gears only for 3 stages. That was a big ask. Engine temperature going up, but he managed to manage the engine temperature and not overheat the car and damage anything. And he's now on his way to Larnaca. They do need to get from here to Larnaca, because if they don't, they then don't finish the rally. They've got to get to Nicosia first, then to Larnaca. I don't know whether the final control is in Larnaca. I'd need to check my itinerary. But they do need to get at least to Limassol for the final check-in, and then down to Larnaca for the finish podium. But so that's our top 10 leading drivers. ERC2 winner Petros Pantelli, he had a great weekend, massive weekend. He went in the Nasser Al-Attiyah kind of plan of attack. He went storming through those first few stages yesterday. Big lead, over a minute and a half going into lunchtime on Saturday morning. And he just kept going at it, and people just couldn't live with him. People having mistakes, making problems as they were trying to catch him up, but they never managed to catch him, and Petros wins ERC2. As I said, we're waiting for Juan Carlos Alonso. Not sure exactly where he is running on the road. He's in theory at the bottom he's 29th on the road, but I don't believe he is actually going to be 29th on the road when he comes. I think he's just a little bit further back. With the issues that he had this morning, he dropped behind 2 or 3 more cars, so it might be just a little bit of a wait. Florian Bernardi, our other ERC3 driver, he will appear between now and Juan Carlos Alonso, but we will wait for our ERC2 driver. I'm hoping somewhere in a whole host of messages that we've received that it will be that Juan Carlos Alonso does enough to clinch the championship this weekend. He'll want to do that before going to Hungary and things like that. You don't want to go to Hungary having to try and get 3 or 4 points. He'll kind of be thinking that, oh, that's so difficult. But if he can manage those, 18 points is what I was told he needed this weekend. And to be totally honest with you, I think if you're going to win a championship, you might as well win it after the weekend he's had. It's a big reward for all the pain and suffering that he's gone through this weekend to make sure he gets to the finish. If he doesn't quite grasp enough points here, he still would have done a huge big step towards getting it. But I'm sure he's on target, unless he has any dramas in here. I'm sure he's on target. I'm just trying to see who the last car was that we had through. If I look on the board, car 42. So Florian Bernardi shouldn't be so far away. Such as the demands of today. The start list kind of like doesn't read as it is on the road now because of so many problems and so many dramas for everybody. Cyprus Rally, I think, was treated with a lot more respect this year from the competitors. They didn't all go at it like a bull in a china shop. They did respect it a lot, and that's why so many of them have got to the finish. It is known, it is the toughest and most demanding rally we have in the season, and I agree with having rallies like this in the season, because if everything is super smooth and everything is super perfect, it is still a challenge. But you've got to have the diversity, you've got to have the mixture, the gravel, the tarmac, the smooth gravel, the rough gravel, the nice smooth tarmac, the bumpy tarmac, Canaries particularly, twisty. Florian Bernardi is in sight as he comes towards us. Victor Belello in the co-driver's seat, this little Renault. It has been through some serious work this weekend, that is for sure, as they come towards us at the end of the weekend. The lower part of the bumper just missing as they get to Florian and Victor complete the rally, and it's only his second proper gravel rally. First one being Poland earlier on in the year, and now this one. I think he's looking for his cap, but Florian, you can smile now. You've finished in Cyprus.
Yeah, it's objective, finish the rally. Sunday it's very difficult for me. Bad feeling in the first loop, and in second loop 10 km in the stuck. Sorry, and puncture just before, and just this stage just for finish.
Just for finish, and you've finished it. Well done. Florian Bernardi and co-driver Victor Belletto are through as another finisher in ERC2 just behind us as I move the stone out of the way. But the hazard lights on Antonius's car. Not sure why the hazard lights are on this car. We'll try and find out. Oh, I need him to stop though. Let's just try and find out why the hazard lights are on. But he's at the end of it. Antonius, you've been very tired all weekend. It's been demanding, but what is wrong with the car?
I'm not tired because I didn't drive absolutely at the last 3 stages. From the first 2-3 kilometers we have broken axle, so we drive very safely because we want to go to the finish.
So you have only front-wheel drive or only rear-wheel drive? Which is working?
Actually, it's spinning too much. I have no grip, so I drive very, very slowly just to get out, because the last 2.5 years I'm involved with rally. Just I want to go to the finish for my kids.
That's lovely. He wants to be at the finish for his kids. But a differential axle transmission issue for the 23 Mitsubishi at the end of it. He broke that in the first stage after the service. So he's done 3 stages with a transmission issue. And as the next car appears into sight, we'll just keep out of the way because we don't need the next car here as it just comes through. One of our local drivers coming past. And I'm just waiting to see where Juan Carlos Alonso is going to slot in as we wait. Car 38. I'm sure he was running, but he was running behind car 38 earlier on today. But since then, he's had a whole host of issues, even more issues. So he could be in the next 2 or 3 cars. We wait and we watch for when Juan Carlos Alonso has come through. What have you got for me, Chris Rawes?
Nothing really. We're just shooting the breeze just with the guys at the timing table there, just talking about Rally Cyprus this year and how it's gone pretty smoothly. There hasn't been too many dramas in terms of the rally. The organisation has been fantastic this year as ever, and we've also always got to thank, and we always do at the end of every rally, the volunteers, the marshals who put this on, that do take a little bit of pressure and heat from passionate fans who want to get into the stages because they know where they want to go, and when they're not allowed to get to where they want to go, they tend to be just a little bit aggressive sometimes, and the volunteers who are giving up their times and trying their hardest to control the crowds and to make sure the rally runs safely. We were just talking about that, and this year, it hasn't been a bad rally. It's been well organised. The spectators are respecting, that we need to keep the sport safe.
Yeah, and after stage number 8, I came out of 8, which then went past the start of 9 here. I've never seen so many cars roadside. There must have been 3 or 4 kilometres. It basically was from the end of 7 to the end of 8. I'm just checking behind me just in case Juan Carlos Alonso was coming. But
the sun. We're standing in front of the sun again, and
okay. Well, I just want to get a bit of a tan. That's quite good. You know what I mean? I've not worked on my tan very much. Got some strange tan lines going on my legs as well, so need to sort them out. But yeah, and it's so many cars parked at the end of stage number 8. Then on the road from stage number 8 finish down to stage number 9 start. It was about 3 or 4 kilometres, and it was virtually all parked traffic, either some walking into the end of 8 or some walking into the start of 9. I don't think I've ever seen quite so many people out watching Cyprus Rally before.
No, Cyprus Rally is popular, isn't it? It's an island event. It's the only time of the year. They've got the Cypriot Championship, and we're part of the Middle East Championship this weekend. It's the European Rally Championship. It was the IRC before that, run by Eurosport Events. It's a popular rally. It happens once a year here, and it is really good to see so many spectators heading out into the hills today to see the sport and to watch it up close and personal. There's some sections, some stage ends that are really quiet because of where they're inaccessible for the spectators, and also if you went there, you don't really see much going on. But Larnaca the other night, we were live on Facebook the other night down in Larnaca, and it was busy down there. But it's great to take the rally to a holiday resort where people who not necessarily would go out to the stages to go and have a look at the cars to see what's going on, and they're like, actually, yeah, tomorrow we will go up to the stages to have a look. And we've got to fight hard for our sport and to draw new blood into it, to become hooked on it. It's a fantastic. Albert von Thurn-Taxis comes here. He is well connected as a driver, but he loves putting his helmet on and going into the stages to become another person, just to become someone else, to see the world from behind his visor or his helmet and inside the car. And it's a great sport. It's an adventure. We all get involved with it. We get passionate about it. And when things don't go right, we also feel like we're to blame mildly for it. Waiting for Juan Carlos Alonso still. Daniel's walking around.
Yeah, I've just got some information on that. Let's just get on the phone. I think he's coming after car 27. I think Alonso might be after car 27, who's just started. So we're just waiting to see How long? So what's the stage time? It's 12 minutes. Phew, that's a lot of talking. But you talk about taking the rally to the people like in Larnaca. But I have to say, I've not driven the full stage, but the Super Special in Nicosia last night, we know it is unique as in what it does going into the UN buffer zone. But also, it seems to be a wide street stage that they use. It's not loads of tight little slow corners. Mikko Hirvonen said he's done a lot of street stages in his career, but he said that was one of the best ones because you could actually drift the car, you could get some speed up, you could get some momentum up. It was an enjoyable one. And there were thousands of people there.
Yeah, there were. I mean, we came out as soon as the last cars had come through. We joined the traffic at the end of the stage to drive back to the service park, and everyone was pouring out. It was it was just super busy. It's okay. Don't want to get onto political territory here, but I'm just going to allude to it slightly. I walked into the stage last night. I took some photographs for our social media while you were live on ERC radio talking to the drivers. And what I found, I was talking to one of the soldiers, one of the UN soldiers, and I walked to the 90 right, where they go into the buffer zone to the other side of the island, and then the 90 right to come back out to join the street on this side of the island. And it was... For me, it's hard to comprehend that you can stand on a pavement here, like this white line here, and you cannot stand 1 inch on the other side of it. And I was absolutely fascinated last night that there was a section in the countryside here in Cyprus that we could stand on perfectly normally, and we could not go there. The cars have got dispensation to go into that section of the UN buffer zone, and on top of the fort in the centre of Nicosia, there were people on the other side of the island who were looking down, drinking their frappe coffees, having their ice creams, and looking down to us and the rally going on. And in this day and age, we can't comprehend that kind of divide. And what's great about this sport, and what Nicosia and the organisers of Cyprus Rally have done over the past few years, is bridge that divide by taking the sport through to the other side of the island and back again. And it's been mentioned, I think Kofi Annan mentioned it in the UN a few years ago, as the sport was the best way to build two nations who were divided for whatever reason they have on their mind. And at the end of the day, the world's a small place, so just get on with it and enjoy it. And you know, life's for living. And that's me getting off my soapbox here. But
stand on the fence, why don't you?
Well, I was standing on the line into the buffer zone yesterday. But yeah, so the sport, you know, we've got people from all over the world, from Chile, from Saudi Arabia, from Kuwait, from Cyprus, UK, Russia. You know, we've got so many nationalities taking part in the European Rally Championship, and we're all bonded together for the love of this sport. And now that I've gone on for long enough, we were hoping that Juan Carlos Alonso might have arrived from Argentina at the end of the stage, but he hasn't.
He hasn't come yet. But let's just talk about it. We're in Cyprus. It's the penultimate round of the European Rally Championship, and whilst we wait for Juan Carlos Alonso to arrive, the next round starts in November. The final round is in Hungary. It's the first time we've gone there. I just asked Norby in his second question of what can we expect there, because we have no idea what we can expect. And he says a bit of everything: fast-flowing roads and then tight, twisty stages. But tell you what we can expect is a humdinger of a championship fight. Because what happened to Lukiner? Because Lukiner, probably with his experience and his speed, is probably favourite to top the points paying positions out of the three of them because of the experience he's got. But obviously things just keep happening and he keeps gifting stuff to people. He's going to go at Hungary like a bull in a china shop, isn't he? Because he's got to win, and he's got to win every day and everything like that to try and maximise it. I cannot wait. You know, Herzig going to be on pace. We know Ingram's quick on tarmac. Let's just look forward. While we wait for Juan Carlos Alonso, let's just kind of anticipate what can happen in that final round. And we're going to be there live on Facebook as well.
We'll be live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We'll be live on ERC Radio, of course. And yeah, it's a rally that we haven't been to before. And also there's slight sort of trepidation and a little bit of nerves inside us when we go to a rally that we've never been to before. I remember we had Cebu Rally Romania a few years ago. It was on the last year of the IRC series and carried on into the New Look European Championship. And I remember we both went there. We were like, okay, what's it all about? But it was great. It was an adventure. It was something new. It was stages that we'd never been to before. But for all of us, we haven't been there. Norby knows about it because he's been to the event before, but the rest of us, we haven't been. And November as well, Central Europe. What's the weather going to be like? Is it going to be cold, snowy? Is it going to be what? You know, is windy?
I would say it could be a bit damp, a bit messy, and again, just that jeopardy and that trepidation of one. We don't know where we're going and everything. Tiny things like the road sections, and how long does it take to get from here to here on the road section? We know they stop to change tyres. All those little things on the recce they'll be trying to look at. Habai, Luckenuk, Ingram, they'll be scouring YouTube for people's onboards. Norby tonight will be having drinks and dinner bought from left, right and centre from them three. And give us some information. But I think it's been great. 7 winners out of 7 rallies. It is quite staggering what we've had this season. And you know, it's still there. It is still there going into that final round. And does Herzig start to get in the way in theory? You know, he's going to want to win his home round. Multiple Hungarian champion.
Yeah, definitely. It would look good for him on the silverware, wouldn't it, to at least take something back from winning on his home without being bitten. Right, no, I'm back with you.
What happened to your little patchy things there?
It's up here and my legs are down there. So.
Does it not kind of resonate down your body?
I don't know. We could try and see if it will stop biting me if I stuck it down there. I don't know. Something was just having a go with me. Yeah, the one thing is the people in the back offices at Eurosport events who put on the ERC, who promote the championship, are going to have a tough time sorting out all the names to go on the trophies, because on Monday night, the day after we have the rally wrapped up in Hungary for the final round of the season, we're all heading into the centre of Budapest for our annual gala and Knees Up awards ceremony that's happening on Monday night in Budapest. So we need to get all those names lined up now for the trophies and get someone to engrave them pretty quickly on Monday.
Well, we can probably get a few of our trophies done, but tell you what we're going to do. I've just had a message from our producer.
Oh, right. What's the producer?
Well, a message is that we're going to show some NASA Alatea on board, because obviously the winner of this weekend's rally, because I think they're sick of seeing you and me, so we're going to show some NASA Alatea footage while we wait for Juan Carlos Alonso to come. So here is NASA Alatea.
And left 3 minus, don't cut, and to right 4, into left 5, short. 20, right 2, tightening 3 minus, narrow, into left 1, into right 2 minus, 40, left 3, and right 4, and left 5, and right 3 minus, stay in, 40, right 3 minus short, stay in, and 40, épine left, okay. 20, right 1, into left 2, 40, slow down over crest, immediately right 6, 40, right 3 minus, short, 30, long left 2, tightening exit, and 30, right 4, short, into épine left, short. And left 2 minus, stay in, 30, right 5 short, don't go wide, 20, left 1 plus, 20, right 1, 40, right 4 short, stay in, 20, right 1, stay in, into left 5, 20, left 1, 20, right 4 minus short. And right 2 over crest, tightening 4. And left 2, tightening 4. And right 4 minus short. Into left 3 minus short. Into right 3 minus, stay in. 40. Left 2, tightening 5. 20. Left 1, narrow. Into right 4. and left 4 minus short, and right 4 minus short, and right 1 over crest, into left 5, into right 4 minus, and jump OK, exit 30, slow down before the crest, immediately right 5, 30, left 5 minus.
So that was Nasser Al-Attiyah there, who won this weekend's Rally Cyprus. Just a little bit of onboard camera footage for you of him through the Cypriot stages as we get ready. Hopefully, potentially, the next car that comes down there is Juan Carlos Alonso. So we're waiting. As I said, we've talked about everything. Nasser Al-Attiyah winning it. I think it's 6 times now he's won it. I get lost up with all of Nasser's numbers. 9 wins out of 9 events for him and Matthew this year, across rallying, across cross-country and things like that. But there, in the distance, is Juan Carlos Alonso. Don't trip over the stone, Chris. You're okay. This is Juan Carlos Alonso. We're going to celebrate this. Well, I think he's won. We think he's won. And he's about to get to the end of, I would say, has been his toughest ever rally. But Juan Carlos Alonso is at the end of it, co-driving his Juan Pablo whoops, that's it, I've just chucked the wheel. But Juan Carlos Alonso is at the end of the weekend. What a weekend! Look at him. He's absolutely worn out. Oh, dear me. What a time. They have tried to fix this car so many times. The pair of them are crying their eyes out. And a big hug. Dear me. We'll get the pair of them once we've got the front of the car sorted. We'll get the pair of them onto the bonnet. And the 2 Juans at the end of it. Dear me. Absolutely exhausted. But you know what? They're the ERC2 FIA European Rally Champions for 2019. And what a weekend. What a year. Huge congratulations.
Just hold the flag up as well, Juan. Just hold the flag.
We get them to get the flag in the air as well. Tough season. Tough competitors. As the next car is already in behind, which is Dmitry Feofanov. But we'll try and get a quick word before Juan Carlos. You are extremely sweaty. Oh my word. Juan Carlos, I don't know really where to start, but a massive well done and surviving this to win it.
It's only about surviving. I only need to say thanks to my co-driver, to my family who support me in the first place, and it's a very, very rough weekend for us. We managed with the problem of the brake until there. It's a dream, you know. It's a dream. We started the season in Azores with a victory, and to be here is the price of all the year of competition, of commitment, you know. We are very, very, very happy.
Some words in Espanol for your friends and family back home.
Estamos muy contentos. Quiero decir solamente gracias para Pupín y para mi familia, para mi mujer, para mis hijos. Solamente gracias. Esto es para ustedes y espero que podamos volver y juntarnos todos.
That's great. We need to get you away because we've now created a huge traffic jam. So we need to get them on their way.
You keep us a pajama. Yes, of
He's,
course.
okay. Dear me.
Never.
He's still celebrating. Juan Carlos Alonso. And we'll get them, the 2 Juans, we'll get them away and down to Larnaca. So FIA European Rally Championships of ERC2, Alonso and Monstanaro. Let's just get them away and we'll get all of our other drivers up and past because we caused a massive tailback. We'll get them through and we'll just get everyone else past us and over the top as they disappear. Dimitri is through, and he has finished. He found it very, very tough, very, very difficult weekend for him and his co-driver. I'm just going to flick over the start list because I think that is about it. What car numbers have we got there? We've virtually had absolutely everyone. They're just trying to push the car up. That car doesn't look like it's going straight at all, but the steering looks to be a bit out. But I think, Chris, I don't know what we're meant to be wrapping up on, but I don't know whether we've had a message, if there's anything special for us. But I've got one more car, and then we are going to the producer. One more car, which is a Katerina Stratieva, the ladies' winner from this weekend. We will pull her right up and over the top. That's the final car of the whole thing. We've seen the whole field for the first time this weekend on Facebook, and we'll pull Ekaterina up to the top of the hill and we'll get her in position as she takes the ladies' points this weekend. And she took the ladies' points in Barham, I think it was, as well, as we pull her up, and then we will get ourselves away and finished at the end of it. And here she is. Ekaterina Stratieva has finished and got big, big points. Oh, her window, oh, that's as far as it goes down. But Ekaterina, Facebook Live with ERC. You finished the rally. How difficult and how tough has it been?
I can't believe that we finished the stage before. It is incredible. It's like she doesn't have finish. I'm happy that we did it, and for sure this will help me for the future, because now I see how hard it can be. It's similar like 1 year in Switzerland when it started also to snow, but I'm happy that we did it, and step by step I start to feel better the car. Thank you to Centalock that they give me the possibility to drive this car, and happy that I see you again, and hope to see you more in the future.
We hope to see you more as well. And as Ekaterina and Gregor select first gear and disappear. She's got a little Percy in the rear window. I've just discovered that. But yeah, well, that is the end of it. Cyprus Rally 2019 is over and done with. From myself, Julian Porter, Chris Rawes, Chris the cameraman, who's held that camera for an awful long time this afternoon, but the whole production team and everyone who makes this happen. We've had a great weekend, as always. As you said earlier, it probably wasn't the big car crunching situation we're used to, but it was massively dramatic this afternoon in terms of the championship.
Massively, yeah, exciting heading into the final round in Hungary. What a weekend in Cyprus, absolutely brilliant stuff. And, well, that's it as we wrap up here. Going into the final round, we'll be there in November for Rally Hungary. Looking forward to going there. But Stratieva as well takes a good haul of points in the ladies' title as well. So going into Hungary, she turns up. She could potentially win it with the points haul this weekend. So we'll follow that one as it develops over the next few weeks. Great for NASA, great for Simos, great for Chris Ingram as well. So, yeah, onwards and upwards for the next one. The next event, Julian Porter, is of course Hungary, and we'll see you there.
We will see you there. Thank you for watching and listening and keeping across all of our social media channels. Keep in touch with them as well before we go to Hungary to find out the latest news and stories. Thanks for joining us. Hungary's next for us.
And the right one, tight entry.